So for a while now, I've been super addicted to playing typing games, specifically monkeytype, but I've realized that most typing games are pretty much the same, and I had an idea that would completely break the mold. Typing games are pretty straightforward. All you need to do is type out the words as accurately and quickly as you possibly can. The key difference of the game I'm going to make is that instead of using proper words, the words are going to be complete gibberish. Now at first, I didn't think this would be a difficult game, but then I started realizing how much I relied on muscle memory to type. Let's take a look at this blank keyboard for instance. I want you guys to look through each key and see if you can name which letter goes where without looking at your keyboard. If you want to pause and try that, you can do that now, but I'll show you guys how many I can name. QWERTY is easy since it's the name of the keyboard layout. Then the ASD keys were easy since WASD are common game controls. N, M, and Z are pretty memorable keys, and the only reason I know where F and G go is because my keyboard came with two F keys and I needed to know which one was G. What makes this crazy though is that I have zero problems with typing, and it just goes to show how much muscle memory comes into play when you're typing day to day. But this made me realize just how difficult this game would be. So now we're going down the path of turning this into a MASOCHIST style game. If you're unfamiliar with these types of games, let me give you a quick rundown. A famous developer who heavily popularized these games is Bennett Foddy. He's a solo developer who has made QWOP, Getting Over It, and so forth. QWOP was one of those games I played when I was younger, which made me want to tear my hair out. It's one of those games that makes you think, why did somebody make this? But the annoying part is that even though you hate it, you want to keep playing. Many people have since created games which follow the patterns laid out by Bennett Foddy, so let's break them down. MASOCHIST games usually have simple controls. In Getting Over It, it's moving your mouse to control the hammer. In Jump King, it's, jumping. In QWOP, it's typing QWOP to control the limbs. These controls are easily digestible, but the kicker is that they are difficult to master. Another important point is that the further you progress in the game, the more risk there is. One small mistake means you can lose a ton of progress. But how can we apply this logic to a typing game? Well, the simple control is just typing. Majority of us type every single day, so this shouldn't be difficult for people. But now, how can we simulate a loss of progress in a typing game? Since we're not making a platformer, the way we can do this is pretty similar to QWOP. The moment you make a mistake, you lose and have to start over. Pretty simple. Making an actual typing game is really easy. We just need to spawn in a specific amount of words, and to make it simple, the average length of a word is around 5 characters, so each word will have 5 random letters spawned into each. We'll also make the total word count 15 since it felt like a reasonable amount. With that, we just need to check every time the user types in a letter. We check if the character is equal to the first character in the word, and if it is, we remove that character from the word and update it. If it isn't, then the player loses. Once the player has finished all 15 words, they'll receive a value for their words per minute. The calculation for that is just taking the number of words typed, and since all of the words are 5 characters, I'm able to just use the amount of words typed. Then we can divide that amount by the time passed in minutes. I didn't initially plan on making this game within a time constraint, but the logic for the code was so simple that I ended up trying to finish the project within an hour. Majority of that hour was spent working on the UI for the game, and honestly it isn't great, but it gets the job done. When I was trying to come up with the name for the game, I wanted it to be similar to the word gibberish, so I called the name GIBBY. But after a while of looking at the word, I realized that it looked like GIBBY, so at this point we're just going to go with GIBBY. To prove that the game is actually hard, these are my monkey type scores, so you guys at least know that even though I'm an above average typer, this game really is hard. So let's see how I fare on GIBBY. You could easily finish the game if you go super slow, but your words per minute would be really low, which is fine, but the fun part of this is seeing just how fast you can finish it. But the faster you go, the more likely it is that you'll make a mistake. I uploaded the game to my website, so you'll be able to play it for free from the link in the description. I'd love to see your scores, so you can comment them down below or share a screenshot on Twitter. Thank you all for watching, be sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.